Hello again. Bottom line up front, for all those people that don't want to stick around, I'm just doing a quick comparison of the Colt Rail Gun, the Colt Combat Unit, and the Springfield TRP operator, the full rail version. This is not going to be an in-depth comparison like some of my other videos. It's just going to be a really quick one. And I'll just get this out of the way real quick. Which one's my favorite? This one. Which one shoots the best? This one. Which one is going away soon? This one. And I'll explain everything shortly. All of them are spectacular. Even this one that I said is going away. I have nothing personal against it. I'm just trying to reduce my 1911 collection. I'm going into a different path, mainly chasing the 2011 realm. But yeah, so let's get into it. And the first ones that I want to compare are these two right here, the two Colts. It's pretty frustrating when I was trying to find out information on the difference between the Colt Combat Unit and the Rail Gun. There's not a lot out there on the internet that compares these two, so I'm going to do that really quick. So right away, if you look at them, if you look at the profiles, let's take this slide off of that. Okay, if you look at their rails, you can see this one down here, the Colt Combat Unit, is more chunky, as they say, and then the one up there is more slimline. This is the first iteration of any type of rail gun that Colt came out with, and then later on they came out with the beefier version. If you watch my Colt video where I feature this one, I talk about the whole history behind that. But you can see beefier version rail, slimmer rail. If you look at the serrations, right, these are wider, these are more narrow. Okay. The markings on them, as far as the official Colt markings, are the same. You can see here, government model Colt, automatic caliber 45, and the same thing for this. Right. The finish on this is an ion bond, also known as DLC. This is going to be a very, very durable, tough finish. Right. You're not going to see a lot of wear or marks on this. This is made to where if there is some type of wear, it literally just rubs off with a little bit of CLP or whatever, and it holds up a lot better. This here is your Cerakote. Got a few scratches and wear marks on this. Over here, I did some blaming with my Dremel, so that's not as sharp, but that's the difference there. On the front, this has got 25 LPI, lines per inch, checkering. This has nothing, this is bald. I put some tape on here, I believe it's some skateboard tape, and that helps with some traction, but this comes bald, and this comes checkered. If you look at the profile, the side profile, there's a little bit of undercut here and here. They're the same when I hold it in my hand. On the bottom, the Colt Combat Unit. Now there's two different versions of it. There's a version that came out first of the Colt Combat Unit Rail. It did not have a magwell, and it had a single side safety. This is the one that came out later, a couple years later, and you can see it's got ambi safety on both sides and the magwell. The railgun does not come with a magwell. This is one that I happened to purchase. This is different from when I last made my video. It is a Smith & Alexander magwell with a lanyard loop on it. I like the aesthetics of that, so I got that. And since the last time you've seen the video of this, I also got a new bushing. If you can see that, the national match, and it has that number on there, which I got because it looks really cool. And then I ended up getting a gunsmith to fit the bushing to the barrel, which in my opinion makes a huge difference. I took both of these out to shoot, And my grouping with this was a lot better than this gun here. This is not a custom gun. This is a rare gun. It's difficult to find them, but it's not custom. It is a factory gun, but they didn't make a lot of them, which makes that one very difficult to find. If we look at the barrel, you can see they're both national match barrels. Both have Novak sights in the back, same type of hammer. This one has night sights in the front, and this one just has a regular white dot. What else? The grips that come on here, really nice. These are some aftermarket grips, but these are the standard ones. You can see Colt. And I'll put some, well, I don't ever take range footage because I don't have the quality that I would want to put out there, but I do have some after the fact range footage. And you'll be able to see my groupings with this at 10 yards compared to the rail gun at 10 yards as well. So that is those two guns in a nutshell. Once again, let you guys see that. The two markings, Colt Combat Unit and Colt Rail Gun. And that is your difference there. Now let's compare it to the TRP. A lot of people, and they want to compare it to, well, how does it compare to a TRP? Well, let's see. This is my TRP. And the finish on this, I believe, is a, I'll have to get back to you, or I'll post a thing up on what this finish is. But this finish, you know, it's durable. It's not as durable as the DLC Ion Bond is going to be, but it holds up pretty good as I show you all my scratches on it. But you know, it's not bad. The full rail is going to have a bull barrel on it. That's a standard. Oh, let me show you the bushing up here. It's just a regular bushing. This is not custom fitted or anything, which makes a huge difference in accuracy, in my opinion. Because like I said, when I shot with my Colt Rail Gun and I shot with this, my grouping was just better with that. With the rail gun, that is. Let's see, what would people want to see? They want to see the back of these. Maybe wipe off some of this excess lube. The back of them, you know, they're pretty comparable. A little bit more of a, I apologize for my camera. This is the best I can do. But, you know, they're not bad. One thing that I did notice when I first picked up this combat unit, and I was worried about the accuracy. When I first picked it up, and you know, I like to give it a little shake, this thing rattled, and it rattled big time compared to my Colt. Well, compared to my railgun, but Colt is known for having a little bit of rattle in their guns. But you know, it's just the way it is. Like I said, this isn't a custom gun, but it's a hard one to find. Compared to the TRP, let's make it even here, do it the same way. You know, a little bit of rattle, but not as much as that. This is the most accurate 1911 that I currently own. And yes, I did say that I currently own my HCW. I sold it. My Nighthawk, I sold it. My black over gray TRP, I sold it. My 10.8 Springfield, I sold it. And people are having a heart attack. Oh my God, why didn't you keep the high-end versions and get rid of these? Well, I love my TRP and I love my railgun as well. When it comes down to it, I shoot these two guns just as good, and sometimes even better, than I shot the high-end guns. So in my opinion, what's the point of keeping the high-end guns if I shoot them both the same? Well, people will argue, you know, longevity. Okay, but I'm not, I'm not in law enforcement or in the military anymore. And even if I was in the military, I wouldn't be able to carry these. I wasn't a special ops guy. I was just a regular dude. But, I'm not carrying these sidearms on me every day. I carry a Glock. I love my Glock. And these are more just guns that mean a lot to me because my favorite class of pistol is going to be the 1911 class, but I don't carry these. These are bedside guns, range guns. It's indifferent to me whether I have these or have the high-end guns. To me, it matters on how I shoot them, and I shoot these, like I said, just as accurate and sometimes even better than I did my ACW and my other high-end guns that I mentioned that I end up getting rid of. So it's just the way it is. To each their own. I'm not saying these are better. You don't have to go in the comments and be like, oh my God, my Nighthawk will outshoot the hell of these. Well, good for you. But for me, these are my two favorite 1911s, along with my NC operator. And going back to the Colt Rail Gun, this is a good gun. It's good. But for me, it is going to be a catch and release. I enjoy my rail gun better. So that's it. Short and sweet. Nothing too fancy. Oh, let me show you guys before I go. Difference in the checkering. So the checkering on these two, this is their TRP and the Colt Rail Gun. Oh, I'm sorry, in the Combat Unit. It's 25 lines per inch. This is 20 lines per inch. This is definitely more aggressive, but I like that more aggressive texture than I do the this. And I believe it's gonna be the same on the back. Yep, you got your 25 lines per inch and your 20 lines per inch. So that's it, guys. I'll do a one over between these two one more time. Hopefully this helps somebody out there, so you can see a direct comparison of not only these two guns together if you're debating on which one to grab. Sorry, I should have took the light off, but it is what it is. And these two guns. Okay, real quick before I go, I totally forgot to hit on the triggers, and I know somebody's going to ask me about that. Obviously, you can see a visual difference, 3-hole versus the solid black. When this is slightly pulled, you can see that there's a little bit of play on there versus the rail gun. Now, I will say, I did some trigger work on this myself, adjusting the sear spring, but a little bit of play as well. Not much. But the actual pull itself, there's the release. So, very, very slight. If I had to guess, I'd say about 4.5 pounds, maybe 4. And then same for this. So, I mean, it's a 1911 trigger. It's gonna be the best thing that's out there. Other than that, let's look at the barrels. Both are using the stock barrels. If I had to make an educated guess, I'd say they're the same. And then internally, not much different. So that's it, guys. Till next time.